Hi guys, today I'll be doing a final wrap-up of BookTubeAthon 2014. I had a really great readathon. I had the whole week off, so I had plenty of time to read. I got through a humongous stack of books, all the ones that I had planned on reading that were on my TBR, plus a couple extra ones, which I'll kind of just do a quick review of. And I had a lot of fun with the video challenges as well. I didn't think I'd be participating in those. There were one for each day. And I actually did all of them, and even a couple of the giveaway video challenges they had to do. I think one was like recreate a book cover and build a book tower. I didn't do the last one. That would have been fun though, but it was do a domino thing with books. I just thought the cleanup of that would have been nightmarish. And it was the last day of the BookTubeAthon. I was trying to finish my book, so I didn't do that, but that might have been fun. My favorite one was probably to recreate a book cover or redesign a book cover. I had taken Monster, a manga, and came up with that design. So, yeah, that was like my favorite video challenge. Took a little bit of time doing that one, but I had a lot of fun with it. So, overall with the reading, I accomplished all the goals that were set for, or all the challenges that were set for the readathon. First one was read a book with pictures in it, and read a book with red on it, and I did that with Teacher's Pest, which was book 3. In the Tales from Lovecraft Middle School series by Charles Gilman. I absolutely love this little middle grade series. It just gets better and better. This one had a lot to do with insects, as you can kind of imagine. Very creepy. Made my skin crawl, but really great series, and I love all the illustrations. And like I said, it gets better and better. It's really enjoyable. I think even adults will just get a kick out of it for a nice light read. Then I read a book-to-movie adaptation, so I read the book The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. It's a really great, classical, kind of gothic-y, psychological thriller. And then I watched the original 1963 Robert Weiss production of the film. It's just entitled The Haunting for the film. And they did a really good job. I love the look of the house and everything. The characters were just spot on. And being black and white, it just adds to the whole shadows and creepiness of the house and everything. And yeah, I love this whole story. It was really great. Great characters, and definitely worth picking up if you're looking for something a little bit on the horror side, but not gory horror too. That's what I liked about it. Then I picked up Monument 14 Savage Drift just because it was part of my total book count, and also because I'd been reading the first 2 books in the series this month, and I wanted to marathon through it, so I wanted to pick it up as soon as possible, so I included it just as one of the 7 books that I read. Love this series. It's really great. Kind of environmental disasters hit this town, and these kids are just struggling to survive on their own. It's just a really great series. I hope to do a review on this one a little bit later on. Then the challenge was to read a book that someone else chooses for you, and that was The Small Hand, a ghost story by Susan Hill. Another really great kind of ghost story, but it's kind of creepy. This guy, his name was Adam Snow. He's visiting a client. He kind of searches out rare books and things like that for clients, and he kind of gets lost on his way to this person's house and pulls up along by this gate and follows this path down, thinking he can ask these people maybe at this house directions. But it turns out it seems to be an abandoned house, and the garden is like all overgrown. And he's just sort of standing there looking at the surroundings and stuff. He's sort of drawn to the place. And then suddenly he feels a small hand enter into his. A small child's hand. And he's thought, oh, maybe it's someone who lives here. And he looks down and there's nobody there. And this hand kind of appears, reappears in this sensation of it on more than one occasion. And it's just really cool, creepy story. Really quick read, too. It's almost like a little novella. It's only 167 pages, but her writing is so good. Of course, she's the author who wrote The Woman in Black. So if you like that story, you'll probably enjoy this one as well. Then my next challenge was to read a book in a genre that you haven't read much during the year. For me, it was classics, and I decided to pick just the short story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Robert Louis Stevenson from this collection here. So it was just the first 70 pages. This particular book is really, the typeface is really dense, so hence it's only 70 pages because they really crammed a lot in there. But it's almost, classic story. I know the premise of it and everything, but I've never actually sat and read the book, and I'm so glad I did because I really enjoyed this one. I'm not big on short stories, so I was thinking of just passing up the others in this, but after having read Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, I really want to read the other ones, because they're all sort of, except for maybe the last one, they all have like a bit of a horror edge to them. Apparently the last one in this collection is an unfinished romance that apparently he died before he had a chance to finish it, because he did die fairly young. I think it said somewhere in the beginning, like when he's in his 40s, like 46 or something. But, yeah, apparently there's an unfinished, 44 years old. So an unfinished story at the end, but I definitely want to read the others that are in here. So if you're looking for a good classic horror or classic of anything, definitely pick that one up. The last challenge was to start and complete a series during BookTubeAthon. So I went with the duology, which was Once a Witch and Always a Witch. And these are by Carolyn McCullough. I've had these sitting on my shelf for quite a while, and I'm so glad I picked these up because they were really good. They were really fast reads. It's fairly large typeface and space and everything like that, but the storyline was so good. This one character, Tamsin Green, she comes from a long line of witches and stuff in her family, and her grandmother has prophesied that she would be like the beacon, the most powerful in her family. And when they reach 8 years old, they kind of manifest whatever talent, whatever power they're going to have. It could be being able to materialize elsewhere, shoot fire from your hands, whatever. But apparently she's supposed to be the most powerful. But when her 8-year birthday comes along, nothing happens. So this takes place when she's kind of a teenager. Time has gone by. She's sort of learned to live with it and accept it, and kind of wants nothing else to do with her family in terms of that whole side of it, because she doesn't want everybody's pity and everything like that because she can't do anything. But she'll come to learn that perhaps her grandmother's prophecy was correct. And it just drew me in. I love the character. I love all the characters in it. I definitely recommend picking up if you're looking for something really quick to read. You're interested in witches and things. There's a bit of time travel in here, more so in the second book than the first book, but really, really enjoyable, and I enjoy this very much. And I also decided to just throw in some manga for a little light read break up in between, and I started the Attack on Titan series. I read the first 3 volumes. This is really cool. This is by Hajime Sayama. And let's just kind of read the back really quick. It just says, for the past century, what's left of mankind is hidden in a giant 3-walled city, trapped in fear of the bizarre giant humanoids known as Titans. Little is known about where they came from or why they are bent on consuming humankind, but the sudden appearance of an enormous Titan is about to change everything. So yeah, they live behind these walls that are kind of circular, and the very beginning of this one, the outer wall is breached, and these Titans start coming in and literally consuming people, and they have to kind of get as much of the population into the next wall, behind the next wall, for safety as they can. But they built the walls up a certain height, as high as they thought was necessary, until this giant, sort of intelligent Titan shows up and is able to breach that wall. It's really good because you're following a certain group of characters. They're kind of young in the beginning, and the one boy, Aaron, literally sees his mother killed in the very beginning, and he's decided he's going to be part of this elite corps that sort of fights them. And it's amazing the way they're able to the technology they kind of developed to fight these Titans and stuff. But I really enjoyed this. I watched some of this on an anime too, and it's really good. So I think I want to kind of try and catch some more episodes of that. And other than that, I also read some pages, or more like listened to the audio version of Shadows by Ilsa J. Bick. This is the second book in the Ashes trilogy. I really loved the first book, and I was doing a reread of it and decided to listen to it. The audio was fantastic, so I went with the audio of book 2. This one I only had like about 148 pages or so that I got through during BookTubeAthon. I'm a little disappointed in this one so far. There's a lot of other characters, and it's kind of confusing as to what their motivations are and whose side everybody's on, and I'm hoping things will kind of settle out, but yeah, I'm having a little difficulty with this one so far. We'll have to see how it progresses. But so overall, with the BookTubeAthon, like I said, I completed all 7 challenges. Overall page count was 2,023. So I didn't do like the 2,100, which would have been 300 pages per day. I fell a little short of that, but it was either 300 pages per day or 7 books per, for the whole readathon, so I managed to do that part of it. And did all the video challenges and everything like I said. So I had a lot of fun. Kind of tired. First day back at work, and I've actually got a migraine a little bit building, so that's why I'm a little jumbled in my thoughts. But I just want to give you guys a quick wrap-up of how everything turned out. And actually now I'm beginning another readathon, which is the Underhyped Reads readathon, and that's another week's worth. We'll see how that goes. But I've already done my TBR. If you want to see what that is, you can check it out on the channel. And I'll be doing just a couple updates for that during the readathon during the week. And yeah, that's all I have for you today. I hope you guys did well if you participated in BookTubeAthon. And otherwise, have a great day. See you next time.